Alright, imagine this. You wake up, grab your phone, scroll through your feed, and boom, you see the words, 2026 Ferrari 12 Cilindri. And for a second, you stop breathing. Because in a world that's going electric, going silent, going turbo everything, Ferrari just looked at all that and said, nah. We're keeping the soul. Yeah. Today we're talking about the upcoming 2026 Ferrari 12 Cilindri, and trust me, you're gonna want to stick around till the end because there are a few surprises about this car that most people are not talking about. Especially when it comes to how Ferrari is mixing old-school V12 madness with modern hybrid tech. And I've got a question for you right now before we even start. If this ends up being one of the last naturally aspirated V12 monsters ever made, would you buy it, or would you still go electric? Drop that in the comments because I really want to know where you stand. So let's get into it. First things first, this car isn't just another Ferrari. It's a statement. And when we talk about Ferrari, we're talking about the legendary Italian brand from Ferrari, the same company that's been building screaming V12 Grand Tours since forever. This isn't some random redesign. This is heritage. This is legacy. This is Ferrari saying, we remember who we are. And that name, 12 Cilindri, literally means 12 cylinders. No fancy code numbers, no confusing letters. Just straight up telling you what matters most. The heart. Now let's talk design because, oh man. When you first look at this thing, it hits different. It's aggressive but clean. Sharp but classy. It doesn't scream like a wild hypercar, but it definitely lets you know it's not to be messed with. The front end is lower, wider, and has this sleek, almost futuristic horizontal light signature that stretches across. It feels modern, but if you look closely, you'll see hints of classic Grand Tourer DNA in there. It's long. And I mean long. That stretched out hood. That's not just for looks. That's Ferrari telling you there's something serious sitting underneath. And from the side profile, you get this beautiful fastback flow that just screams speed even when the car is parked. And let me ask you something. Do you prefer the more dramatic, over-the-top supercar look, or do you like this clean, elegant but deadly vibe? Because this one leans into that mature, I don't need to show off, I already won energy. Now the rear. The back of this car is wide, muscular, planted. The taillights are slim and sharp, and the quad exhaust setup. Yeah, that's the part that gives you chills. Because you already know what kind of sound is about to come out of those pipes. And here's where it gets interesting. Ferrari could have easily gone full hybrid, full electric assist, maybe even downsized. But instead, they kept the naturally aspirated V12 alive. And that alone deserves respect. We're talking about a 6.5-liter V12 engine that revs like it's angry at the sky. But hold up, this is 2026. So yes, there's some hybrid magic in the mix. Ferrari is reportedly pairing this legendary V12 with a mild hybrid system. Not something that takes over the experience, but something that enhances it. A little extra torque here, better efficiency there, sharper throttle response. It's like giving an old-school heavyweight boxer some modern training science. Still raw. Still powerful. Just smarter. And here's a real question, is this the perfect balance between old and new? Or do you think Ferrari should have gone fully electric by now? I can already see the comments section going crazy. Performance-wise, expect this thing to push well over 800 horsepower combined. 0 to 60. Probably somewhere in the low 3-second range. And top speed? Let's just say it's the kind of number you'll never legally test. But what makes it special isn't just the speed. It's the feeling. That instant throttle response. That scream as it climbs past 8,000 revolutions per minute. That sensation that you're not just driving a car, you're conducting an orchestra. Now let's compare it to its ancestors for a second. Think about the Ferrari 812 Superfast. That car was wild. Brutal. Loud. And before that, the F12 Berlinetta, smooth, powerful, but still insane in its own way. The 12 Cilindri feels like the evolution of that bloodline. More refined. More controlled. But still absolutely unhinged when you push it. It's like Ferrari looked at everything they learned from those models and said, okay, now let's perfect it. And something else that's interesting, this isn't an off-road SUV pretending to be sporty. This is a pure Grand Tourer. However, Ferrari has improved the adaptive suspension and ground clearance flexibility just enough to make it more usable in real-world conditions. So no, you're not taking it rock crawling, but you're also not panicking every time you see a speed bump. And that matters. Because a lot of buyers actually drive these cars. They don't just park them in climate-controlled garages. Now step inside. The interior is where Ferrari has seriously leveled up. This cabin feels like a cockpit from the future. Digital displays, a massive central screen, this is Ferrari. So yeah, it's not cheap. Expect a starting price somewhere north of $400,000 in the US. And that's before options. And trust me, Ferrari options can get wild. Special paints, custom interiors, carbon packages, you could easily add another 6 figures. Because this might be one of the last pure V12 Grand Tourers ever made before regulations really tighten. And collectors know that. Investors know that. Enthusiasts definitely know that. And that creates something special, scarcity mixed with emotion. The auto world is shifting fast. EVs are taking over. Governments are pushing emissions rules harder every year. And yet here comes Ferrari from Italy saying, here's a naturally aspirated V12 Grand Tourer in 2026. That takes guts. And that's why this car feels bigger than just another model release. It feels like a celebration. So where does it sit in the lineup? It's not trying to be a mid-engine track weapon like some of Ferrari's other cars. It's not trying to be an SUV. It's the gentleman's supercar. The long-distance missile. The kind of car you pull up to a 5-star hotel in and everyone just stops and stares. And honestly, I think that's the point. It's confident. It doesn't need flashy wings or insane aero to prove anything. It's just powerful presence. But let me throw this at you, if you had the choice between this and a hybrid hypercar with even more power but less emotion, which are you picking? Raw sound or futuristic silence? Because that decision right there says a lot about where you stand as a car enthusiast. At the end of the day, the 2026 Ferrari 12 Cilindri isn't just about numbers. It's about preserving a feeling. That old-school V12 roar. That connection between driver and machine. That drama when you start it up and the whole neighborhood knows something serious just woke up. And in a world that's getting quieter, more digital, more automated, this car feels like rebellion. And I don't know about you,